No one expected that things will unfold in such a way at Hayward Field on day 3. Jamaica created history by winning all the 3 medals at 100-meter women's sprint. Even the hosts USA became the first nation in the shot put event to sweep the podium, with Ryan Krauser winning it with a mark of 22.94 meters. I have with me Sandeep Mishra and Amit Kamath here in the show, and we will review the day 3 at the World Athletics Championship in Eugene, Oregon. Sandeep, Fraser-Pryce became the first woman to win 5 gold medals in the 100-meter sprint event at the World Championships. The athlete has seen her highs and her lows. At 35, being a mother, how big of an achievement is this for the Jamaican?
I think it's a whole argument, and so much comments that you now see that who's the real GOAT, among sprinters.
Greatest of all time.
Yeah. So I mean, in my mind, there is no doubt. I mean, you can combine both men's and women's, but you also have to understand that Bolt has 2 medals less than her in terms of World Championships. So now, but leave alone the count. Look at the age, look at the longevity. She's 2008 gold medal winner. She's 2012 gold medal winner. She's been at 2016. Look at the amount of relays, look at the 200 meters, look at the 100, all of them. Of course, Usain did it, and a lot of people have also done it. But you also have to understand that she can, or she could have easily given up all this. She's achieved so much. For not giving up, coming back, trying to win a world championship, I think, honestly, if she would have finished with a silver or a bronze, maybe she would have said, okay, fine, this is, I tried my best. But for somebody to come in here and then strive for gold is a lesson for a huge amount of athletes. And there was this article I was reading just before the World Championships of Indian sprinters who said that, at 28 we are feeling old. So at 35, I don't know what Shelly Ann feels. I mean, she's a mother, she's got a massive, and I think, and I'll be surprised and probably shocked if she kind of says, okay, I'm retiring. She was running beautifully today.
Yeah.
That start was amazing. That middle run was excellent. The way she finished was.
She took exactly 50 steps to finish the 100 meters.
I mean, look at the fluidity of it. Look at the smoothness of it. After all these years, you still believe that moment she crosses 50 meters and she has the lead, it's so difficult to beat her at that point. It's so difficult because she, number one, has the best finish. But all in all, an amazing, amazing result for her, and a fantastic night tonight for Jamaica at least.
Amit, what do you think, what keeps the athlete going? Like, despite winning at 18, at 20, and then again winning at 35, what keeps an athlete going? Despite winning so much earlier on in her career, what kept her going?
I think if I were to explain it in one word, I would just say success. And, success is the best medicine. For an athlete, what else can you want? For Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce, as Sandeep has already mentioned, she's been somebody who's been winning since 2008. But, when I talk about success, I also mean enduring success. If you look at the top 10 fastest ever 100-meter runs run by women, you will see that Florence Griffith Joyner, who was popularly known as Flo Jo, she has the fastest ever time run in a women's 100-meter race, but she only has 3 races in the top 10. If you look at somebody like a Shelly Ann, she only has 2 races in the top 10. But when you look and when you widen the field and you look at the top 50 races ever run, the top fastest 50 finish times ever completed, you will see that Florence Griffith Joyner has just 4 times in the top 50, whereas somebody like a Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce has 19 finishes inside the top 50. That speaks about how much there is a consistency in her timing. She's somebody who's been consistently at that top level. As you mentioned, she's become a mother very recently. All of those things don't seem to have mattered. And particularly for Jamaica, who are looking for, that person to fill that void, that Usain Bolt shaped hole in their hearts. They have a perfect, I think not even just one candidate, you have perfect 2 candidates. There is Shelley and Fraser Price, and there is Elaine Thompson-Herah.
Right, as you just mentioned, they swept the podium today, and they also swept the podium at Tokyo 2020 Olympics. So Fraser Price at first and Johnson at second, and then Thompson-Herah at third today. Can we expect them to continue the dominance in the coming competitions, Sandeep?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. All these three are in, I mean, you can say prime form. The form has been continuing, but they have maintained it. You know, the consistency comes from timings, the consistency comes from winning there, you know, and as Amit says, you know, success has a very different model. You know, you can keep repeating it provided you do all of the discipline that's required for it. They have done it. I mean, you can't be winning consistently unless you're doing something on the training ground out there.
That's what, yeah.
And Jamaica has proved it time and again, whether it is men's or whether now it's women's, though of course the women's is much more now, you know, when you look at it in comparison to men's. So to see them at Paris is not going to be a surprise, honestly. I mean, you will be actually shocked if they don't come up to Paris and, you know, again do a 1, 2, 3, or at least, you know, be there on the podium, or at least be in the finals out there. They will strive for it. There is no doubt about it at all.
Certainly, Sandeep. Let's move on to the men's shot put event now. Sandeep, Ryan Krauser, double Olympic champion, finally bagged the coveted World Championship. What allows Krauser to stand out?
Krauser himself at 6'7", he anyway dominates the field. But I would have been a little sad if he wouldn't have won. I mean, like, if you know, if you follow an athlete's career and you knew that, you know, in 2019 at the World Championships, the margin was probably less than a fraction of an inch between him and Kovacs, I think. He missed the gold medal out there. He was about to retire. His family told him not to. He decided to come back, and he was doing all of that stuff. And this is his hometown virtually. He used to live and train some 100 miles away. And even now, for the last 6 months, every day of his training, he was recording on a camera and recording also with overhead cameras. And all of that used to go to his coach. Who's his coach? His coach is Mitch, his father. He used to go through all the videos, send him back, and then on the phone tell him, okay, this is where you're going wrong and this is where you're going right. His was similar case to the Chinese long jumper. You know, to come, you know Kovacs is leading, and then you get, you know, you have 1 throw or 2 throws left at that time. You need to throw. You need to get that mark, and he did it, which is what is greatness. Which is what, I mean, like, look at the amount of times he has thrown beyond 22. You lose count of it. He has the 4 best throws ever. It's amazing to look at Ryan Krauser and believe that, you know, okay, this guy has been so long and he's been there. But this is one medal that was missing, and he has got it now.
He has got it, certainly. Amit, did you expect Krauser to win it through the last throw?
Absolutely. I mean, if athletics is nothing but dramatic. So drama is, we've seen this all through all 3 days so far. We saw it in the relays, we saw it in the long jump event where Sri Shankar was there. So this is not really unexpected. We even saw it in the 100-meter men's sprint where you know, Fred Curley was not really looking like he was going to go to gold, and suddenly out of nowhere he comes and you know, snatches the gold away from his 2 compatriots.
Right, Amit. And also, Amit, USA became the first nation to sweep the podium at shot put. This comes after their clean sweep in the 100-meter sprint, as we just discussed. Are the US athletes really above par this time around, or the home support is also playing a key role in their success?
You know, as much as we'd like to, you know, dismiss the concept of home support and home fans, there clearly is something that, you know, home fans bring to the table. We've seen this time and again. We've experienced this during the Commonwealth Games where our medal count was suddenly out of the charts, and we even reaped the benefit at London Olympics. So obviously, home support is something that really adds an extra dimension to an athlete. You are just more pumped up to, you know, compete. So, but having said that, the top 3 guys who finished on the podium for USA, they are not somebody who are, you know, out of the left field champions. They are somebody who've been there for a while. They were not exactly complete, you know, surprises.
Right, Amit. That's all from the day 3 review. Let's see what's more to come tomorrow in day 4. So we have Avinash Sable in the finals of the 3000 meter steeple chase. The Indian record holder will be joined by the likes of Girma and El Bakali. We have some graphics. Can we have the graphics for El Bakali, please? Sandeep El Bakali, ranked number 1 in the world, boasts a personal best of 758.15, won the Heat 1. So, your views on El Bakali, how good will he be in the finals?
No, he is the champion. Unless something really seriously goes wrong in his running, something seriously goes wrong on the last lap, he's got the goal with him. So, you know, he's the king of the track right now when it comes to steeplechase. I mean, he's the best. So there's nothing that you can expect less than a gold from him. Silver, bronze is going to be a massive disappointment to him. Massive.
We also have Girma's graphic. Girma's personal best is quite close to El Bakali's. It stands at 758.64, Sandeep, and he won the Heat 2. So can he give a good competition to El Bakali?
He can, provided he can last up till the last 100 or the last 150 to 175, 200 meters. That's where Bakali, if one can say, can be at his weakest. You know, you stick, like we have always spoken about the long distance and the 3000, 1500, 800. You stick to the winner. You stick to the winner till the point
close to him,
that you can catch him on the line, because at any point of time, all the guys who do long distance, they are always vulnerable on the line. They're always vulnerable. That's where you catch them. But the big thing is, can you catch them? Can you catch a Bakali who runs like a king? He's the emperor out there. You got to first bring him down from that stage. You got to beat him 3-4 times in the run up till the line. Can you beat him? Can you do that? Is the question that he's going to be asking himself. And the same question can be asked of Sable, you know. That's where he needs to stick. He needs to, unless he does that, the top 6 will always be out of your hand. You have to be there, and for him, you know, it's very nice and easy and very, you know, elaborate to probably say that, oh no, he's going for a medal. He's going for a medal, definitely. Anybody who's in the race wants a medal. But at the end of the day, is it possible with these kind of runners? I would say no. But on the day, on that particular day on the track, if he runs alongside them, then he can catch 3rd and 4th. He can catch 3rd and 4th and 5th, which honestly is going to be a huge achievement. Huge, huge achievement. And that's what we are looking out for tomorrow. And I hope he takes out all the demons and everything that you see on a big stage. He's already got a big stage before. But if he does it tomorrow, Indian track will look very different. Very different.
Yeah, it will give him a massive boost, Sandeep, going into the other competitions which are upcoming. But also, Amit, what are your expectations from Sable tomorrow?
As Sandeep mentioned, maybe a medal is a little bit of a far-fetched notion for Avinash. But from history tells us that Avinash is a guy who thrives on the big stage. He's been to a World Championships once, he's been to the Olympics once. And if you look at his numbers, the eight times he's broken the national record, 3 of them have come at the World Championships or the Olympics. At the Doha World Championships in 2019, he bettered his own national record twice. And then he went to Tokyo and did it once more. So Avinash is somebody who, he's also spoken about this quite a lot, that he's a guy who's perpetually in competition with himself, in India at least. But now that he is going into a competition with guys like El Bakali, if you've seen El Bakali running, it seems like the most effortless running. It almost seems like the man is jogging while the rest of them are out of breath, just trying to keep up with his shadow. So for somebody like an Avinash, as Sandeep pointed out, he really needs to stick on his heels, and he really needs to make sure that the right time is there for him to make a move. Also, the biggest concern when you are running a final, and that to a steeplechase, is not to get caught by these unexpected things that can go wrong. You can catch a stray elbow, you can be elbowed in the back. We saw this happening in the women's middle distance event.
Or you can even stumble, that's a possibility.
You can stumble, you can jump into the water hurdle wrong, pick up an injury. while you are jumping over the regular hurdle, you could pick up an injury. Anything and everything that can go wrong is there just to go wrong for you.
Right, Amit. Let's see what happens tomorrow. But for now, that's it from this episode. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll be back with more interesting news, insights, facts, and figures from the World Athletic Championship. Until then, keep watching News 9 Sports. And if you liked our analysis, then don't forget to press the like button. Also, do share it with your friends. To get regular updates, press the bell icon. What are you waiting for? Go and press the bell icon now. You won't get such content elsewhere. This is Hardik Agrawal signing off.